What is going on, everybody? Ordinary Randy here, and today we're going to be talking about the update for God of War Ragnarok, the new game plus, and all the new features that come with it.
Are you ready?
So to start things off, you still get this unskippable sequence with Faye that I think is boring when I replay through the game, but this time with the bear cape. I'm glad Santa Monica listened to the community and added it in. It definitely looks good, and that's just the tip of the iceberg on what they added. Now, when you first play through the game, the cinematic shots are amazing, and I love to watch them to get invested in the story. However, when I replay through it through New Game Plus, I'm not going to waste my time and rewatch all of it again. I want to just get into the new equipment and new items, so I'm glad they added this. Skippable cinematics. Now, if you're a person that enjoys rewatching the story, that's fine. Weirdos. But me personally, I just like being able to skip through cinematics and not have to waste my time watching them again. That's just how I like to play the game. So right here I have the PlayStation blog posted about the update posted today. It's currently 9:37. New armor, level cap enchantments, and more available with New Game Plus. So basically they did this update so that new people buy the game because they hear about this stuff, or just keep the people that are already playing it more, which I must say it's working, because I'm gonna hop right back into it with all this new equipment. So basically, to play New Game Plus, it says here that you have to beat the game. As soon as you've beaten the game, you'll be able to dive right into a New Game Plus save file. I'm not sure if you can play a little bit of it and then start playing it. I doubt it, because I have a save of Give Me God of War that's new, and I can't play a New Game Plus off of that save file. I could have only done it from the one that was completely beaten. But all your equipment, weapons, and every skill will carry over from previous save. And right here it says that you will not start with the Sonic and Hex arrows, and areas requiring either those arrows or the drop near spear, you can't unlock it until the main quest line gives you the equipment. So some new equipment is Armor of the Black Bear, which I touched on earlier. Absolutely loved it. Right here it says, we've taken note of the request to add Kratos' cloak, and I love that. It looks amazing. We have Spartan armor, which threw me in for a loop. You can see it here. I'm looking at it. I'm purchasing it from Brock and Sindri, from the Holdra brothers. I was confused because it mentioned something about training, but then I remembered, and it'll talk about it later in this blog, about the Niflheim training area. Essentially, this is for people that want the hardest difficulty they can actually get, because you get no perks, no stats, and you're locked at power level 1 when you have the Spartan armor, and that is having nothing on your wrists, which makes the shield look weird, nothing on your chest, no chest piece or anything, and you have that girdle still, or belt. Then they brought back the Ares armor. They had that in the New Game Plus from the God of War 2018 New Game Plus, but it says that they changed it with new visuals and perks. So that's the Ares armor. Then we have the Zeus armor, which I think is kind of dumb, because right here it says the Zeus armor can be acquired by defeating Na, the Valkyrie Queen, or Gna, and completing certain remnants of Asgard on a New Game Plus save. So I think that's dumb, because of the fact that not only do you have to beat the game already, which most of us have if you're playing New Game Plus, but you have to beat the game a second time before you get the Zeus armor. I personally think it's dumb, because to get to the point where you can unlock this armor, you actually have to beat the game all the way through to even get the remnants of Asgard to get pieces for the armor. So you won't really get much use out of it. You won't get much use out of the armor. I'm not knocking down the armor, but if it's that late game, it's kind of pointless. But I haven't seen it through, so. Okay, then we have Spartan Aspis, a new shield. Spartan Aspis returns to God of War and displays Kratos' heritage boldly. The Spartan Aspis is similar to the Trusted Guardian shield. This shield has a tighter parry window, while more challenging to time, successful parries yield a more damaging reward. So when I first read it, I didn't understand what they meant. In the game, I'll put it up on screen now, it makes it sound like you get different parries. So instead of slamming the shield down with R2, I thought there would be a different animation, but all it means is you deal more damage from it, because the parry window's tighter, so you get a higher reward for it. And you can also purchase that from the Holdra brothers. And then if you're wanting to keep things fresh, as they say, you can get these cosmetics for your armor. It's not for specific armor, so let's just say armor 1, 2, 3. Armor 3, you don't actually need to have this armor equipped to look like this. You can have the Spartan armor equipped with all the perks or lack thereof, stats and locked at power level 1, but it just looks like this. So if you just want to look different and have a different look and but still have the same stats of another armor, you can do that. So obviously there's a new level cap. Both Kratos and enemies will be more powerful. Once you reach level 9, then you get to unlock different levels of level 9. You get level 9 1 2 3, then eventually you'll get to level 10, and you'll see that right here. So as you can see, it goes up each time. There's level 9 1, level 9 2, level 9 3, and then 10. As you're upgrading your level 9 stuff to higher level 9, you get something called a gilded coin. I noticed that when I purchased a level 9 upgrade. So new enchantments, we got gilded coins, engraving, and badge enchantments. So basically what they do is that it's almost like a rehaul of everything. So basically these take a selection of powerful and versatile perks from armor, engravings, and shield bronze badges, allowing you to equip them in your amulet as enchantments. You can put 2 different chest armor perks at once. That's the important thing. So you can have different combinations. And then the most powerful enchantments from the gilded coins will require certain stat thresholds to be met to encourage and reward you for getting clever with your builds. So essentially, some might need a certain amount of vitality, certain amount of runic, certain amount of strength. So Berserker Soul drops, defeating the Berserker Souls and on New Game Plus will also reward you with new enchantments to equip. While not as flashy as some of the perk enchantments, these will give you a big boost to select stats. You can lean into whatever build you like most. So burdens, this is for the hardcore guy. This is for the kind of guy that wants the game to be harder than a penis on Viagra. These enchantments are negative perks. They're not going to make you better. They're making you worse. Some of them are like this one, the Burden of Evasion. Once you roll, if you notice in this little animation, he doesn't get that frost when he just dashes to the side, but he gets it when he rolls. It's punishing him for doing a double roll and not taking his time and evading at the last second. And obviously, for the hardest way of playing the game, you can add burdens with your Spartan armor, which is all level 1. Now this I haven't seen in the game yet, but they've also added new UI option called Show Difficulty HUD visualization, which will display the current difficulty setting on the HUD as well as how many burdens you have equipped. Feel free to flex a little bit for your friends. Make it so that people know that you have something to give you a disadvantage. So here it says that you can upgrade your existing skill mod tokens using XP to further enhance the effects of your favorite mods, which I haven't noticed yet. I didn't even really check. I kind of just skimmed over it. I didn't really notice it, but I'll have to look into that later. Platinum tier labors carry over any progress from your kill labors or rata tasks and continue to unlock new platinum tier of rewards. So I assume you just redo the task and you get new rewards for doing it again. Northern chest will now provide Yggdrasil Dew to allow players to push stats far beyond their previous limits. So that's just going to make you even better. If you remember, in both God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok, you can drink Yggdrasil Dew and it upgrades your stats permanently. So the Niflheim Arena, now you can spar with anyone. And this is the training area I was talking about that I didn't realize and I completely forgot about before. But now, if you're, let's say you're fighting as Kratos, you can have Atreus, Freya, Brock, Sindri, Angerboda, Ingrid, Thor, and Thrud by your side, helping you train and do whatever. But you can also choose Atreus, because as you see, you will now be able to play as either Kratos or Atreus. And obviously you can't have Atreus with Atreus because that's too much Atreus. Endgame bosses, basically seems like Santa Monica is challenging people to beat the Berserker King and Gna again because they added some stuff. So it says we've made sure the toughest optional fights have a few switch ups in New Game Plus, so even if you've beaten them before, they'll still pack a punch when you meet them again. Here talking about the Berserker Souls and Valkyrie Queen. Alright, let's see some other enemy adjustments. This is on all difficulties of New Game Plus. The Hateful and Ormstunga, which I'm gonna be honest, I completely forgot about the Ormstunga. I had to look it up. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. But 2 of our optional mini bosses have been given a few new tricks. Be sure to pay them a visit when you can in your New Game Plus run. Available on Give Me No Mercy and Give Me God of War in New Game Plus. This is only for the harder difficulties. If you choose to play on Give Me No Mercy or Give Me God of War difficulties, all bosses and mini bosses will have runic armor, so it's going to make you either use your blades, the axe, or the drop near spear, so that you can get rid of that before you actually give it damage. New Game Plus, enemies turning elite can now also happen on Give Me No Mercy, in addition to Give Me God of War. Elite enemies will gain an increase in power level, so make sure you keep an eye on them. Which, if you don't know what it is, it's when they start turning purple like this. That happens when they're turning into an elite. Now you have a black and white render mode, or the noir mode. You get to experience the story in a black and white cinematic way, and that's just a visual thing. And this is after you beat the game once, you'll have access to this. This will be for any New Game Plus or even standard New Game saves. As long as you've beaten the game once, you can do it on any new save. It doesn't have to be New Game Plus. And you can find it under graphics and camera settings menu. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And leave a comment down below on what kind of content you'd like to see in the future. Other than that, have a great day.